All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into game number 2 right now. It's going to be between Hasselhoffs and Quantic Apocalypse. Let's go ahead and get into it as we meet up on the Shattered Temple.
Apocalypse is pretty good. He's kind of an underrated player. I mean, people didn't even really know who he was a while ago, but in the Team League matches, he's been doing quite well. In the qualifiers, I believe, he did really well against It's Gosu, I think. He won some pretty big matches for the team. And I know he's like a really high GM on the Korean ladder as well, so Apocalypse is pretty good. Definitely one of the more unknown Korean players, but it's kind of, you know, finding those diamond in the rough kind of players like Hwangson for It's Gosu, actually. What do you think, Andre?
Yeah, definitely. Apocalypse is such a great pickup for them. And similar to, like, I don't know, Golden for Light.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty good. Although, speaking of pretty good players,
we got Hasselhoffs.
Yeah.
Rotosteron.
Yeah.
This guy is so good. He was the only person to beat Puma last season, I do believe.
Yeah, he did. He beat Puma in NASL Season 2.
2-0.
And he beat Huck at the Season 2 finals.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I say it every time I cast Hasselhoffs, but I just, like, I would definitely recommend if there's one Protoss player to try to study, if you're trying to learn, I would definitely pick Hasselhoffs because his play, you know, someone like Huck, for example, is really difficult to imitate, or someone like Hero is really difficult to imitate because their skill comes from the fact that their mechanics and their multitasking are so good. Whereas Hasselhoffs, you know, he just has the most solid build orders, and he always plays a very safe style. And if you watch, you know, 20 replays of Hasselhoffs of, you know, PVT, for example, you know, 15 of them he'll probably be doing the same thing. So he's like the kind of player that you would want to emulate when you're just learning.
Oh yeah.
You know, once you get better, then you can, you know, try to see if you can do the crazy things that Hero and Huck can do. But, you know, for players who are trying to get good, you know, Hasselhoffs is the perfect person to emulate because his builds are so safe and very, very powerful.
Yeah, you can already see a little bit of a difference in regular builds. He only has 2 on gas right now.
He's going to go for an expansion, I think.
Just approaching 100 gas right here. Gives him just enough for Warp Gate and a Stalker.
Yeah,
so it's
but
nice.
He's going to be making his Nexus first before the Stalker, which is something we've seen a little bit from Hasselhoffs. You know, it's definitely a little risky. Obviously, if the Terran's going for an all-in, it is risky. But, you know, because he has such good scouting information, he's in the base, he sees exactly what APOC is doing, so he knows that he's going to be able to get away with this. And I think that's the important thing. He made that judgment call after getting that early scout off of his opponent, where he knew that he could risk going that Nexus before getting the Stalker.
Wow.
What's
What
APOC
is APOC doing? He's going for a fast command center with combat shield and a fast +1.
Or
this is like...
What if he tries to go a fast armor upgrade?
Actually, it takes too long. I've tried that out a lot.
I'm not surprised.
You can't get it in time. And it's like super all in. It's like... I've tried a lot of games with that. It's actually hilarious. Like there will be something like 6 gates, and the Zealots and the Stalkers do absolutely 0 damage. But when there's no 6 gate pressure, I feel like an idiot. It's like, well, I just completely destroyed my build for this one upgrade. So anyway,
yeah,
really weird and suspect build. The main reason why I say that is if Apocalypse was going against any sort of gateway pressure, he's screwed.
And, you know, Hasselhoffs is already setting up a forward pylon. He's getting those 3 gateways, so he could be seeing something. Now, usually what Hasselhoffs likes to do is go for that 4 gate pressure, which is, you know, it's less than the 6 gate. You know, it transitions better into a late game situation. So I think that's most likely what he's going to be doing. And you can see he's already warping in units over here. He's sending the stuff that he already made, the Zealot, Stalker, and 2 Stalkers. So he's probably going to be applying a little bit of pressure on APOC right now, which is good, which is going to allow him... Oh yeah, you can see he's actually using all of his Chrono Boost on the gateways right now, so he's definitely going for a pretty aggressive 3-gate, and that's going to buy him time and allow him to set up his expansion nicely.
What's really going to kill him at this point is probably something like sentries. I mean, sentries are a great way. Oh my God, Apocalypse is going to lose all of his units
right now.
Wow, this is terrible. He actually lost all of his Marines right here. These Stalkers will be able to catch up to all of them.
Wow, okay.
You can see what? Okay.
Or not.
+1 is almost finished.
But yeah, Hasselhoff's, I actually kind of think this is the correct decision. Hasselhoff's is just going for the attack. Now, Apocalypse is going to go for an attack as well, so Hasselhoff's needs to warp in units. Actually, there's only one Stalker, so this could actually be a decent... This is a weird situation.
Yep, Stim is almost finished here. +1 is done, so he can't use a minimal amount of units. You can see probes just get cleaned up very easily. Now, SCVs will be pulled off the line. Stalkers are going to just micro back. Zealots are the huge weakness to all these SCVs.
Yep.
And you can see how many actually die. Let's go ahead and check it out. 15-7 at this point.
Yep. And now Apoc's going to lose his Marines. There's 4 Stalkers in the main base, so those are going to get taken out. And yeah, Hasselhoff is still in with 5 Stalkers. Going to be doing some pretty good damage. He's actually up. He's almost up 20. He's up over 20 supply right now. Oh, now it's exactly 20, but that was definitely not a good trade.
Oh
for
my
Apocalypse.
God. I think, Hasselhoff sniped that one tech lapse that was making stim, so Apocalypse doesn't even have stim at this point.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Puts him really, really far behind.
He does have +1, though. That'll help out quite a bit.
Yeah. And, you know, I think Apocalypse did... I mean, he did reasonably well, all things considered, because he did... you know, kill a couple probes, but Hasselhoff is actually going to go for it. He's going up again, and those 2 Zealots are stuck behind the Stalkers, and I don't think this is a very good engagement for Hasselhoff right now. I think he should back off and cut, you know, quit while you're ahead, essentially. Because if he keeps trying to push for this, I don't think he's going to be able to kill Apocalypse right now, and he's, you know, he's just kind of losing units, trading, you know, Stalkers for Marines, and you don't really want to do that.
Here we go again. Zealots are going to be just in the front, doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Hasselhoff needs to back
DPS.
off.
DPS is too much. You need the natural enemy to Marines, which are sentries. Of course, the first sentry now finally out here, but Guardian Shield is quite a ways away. Of course, 75 mana for that Guardian Shield, so it can be quite difficult. I like what he's doing right here, although it is a little bit late to be doing this. What he's doing is just camping, making sure if any units go down, he's just going to force shield that ramp and make it so that
now he just gave up the...
Yeah, he has to.
The ground right now.
He has to. Yeah. And the main reason he has to is because the threat of medevacs. It's 11 minutes in. Normally, medevacs are out on the field, so you can't go and contain for that long. You've already said, I have an advantage, so why? I mean, look at the harvester count. Sweet Jesus, mother of God. 45-19.
Yeah.
I don't care how good mules are. They're not that good.
Or, no, they're actually not. So Apocalypse is going to take down this pylon. Hasselhoff does have a probe out on the map, so he's probably going to be able to set up a second one. He does have an observer now scouting out the base, so he's going to see the SCV count of Apocalypse, and he's going to say, wow, I'm in a good position right now. And if I were Hasselhoff, you know, you can see he's taking, making another gateway and double forge right now. He's going to be able to start Colossus Tech. I would take down these rocks right here and set up for my 3rd base, because all he needs to do is stop this attack that's going to be coming, or Apocalypse hopefully won't be attacking right now. I think it's probably just a little bit of a pressure to make sure Hasselhoff isn't taking a 3rd, which he's not. So he's really going to have to back off. But here comes a drop. Hasselhoff picked that off pretty quickly. Actually, he should kill the medevac, but he's not going to. He's just going to kill the Marines. Yep. Fine as well. Apocalypse didn't micro it. Really.
Each one of those down, but in the meantime, there's that big attack in the front, and this is exactly what Apocalypse needs to get back into this game.
Wow.
You can see that 1-1 is doing wonders. He's at 1-1. The Protoss is only at 0-0, so all the probes get cleaned up. If he can pick off this Nexus, I don't think he can, because the Colossus is actually out on the field. That's going to help out quite a bit. He wants to run away as fast as possible. There are no sentries over here to actually help out. So Apocalypse, mission complete.
Yep. If we look at the income tab, 30-26.
That evens it up. That's perfect.
That's pretty much exactly what he needed there. I mean, in terms of army, they're also pretty even as well. And Apocalypse does have a very nice upgrade advantage. But that being said, Hasselhoffs does have double forges right now, so he's going to be able to catch up pretty soon. And, you know, Hasselhoffs' tech is pretty significantly ahead of Apocalypse right now. So I think Apocalypse did even it out, but in about 2-3 minutes, once the upgrade count catches up, I think Hasselhoffs is going to regain his advantage unless Apocalypse can do something.
Well, it looks like he will be able to in a moment. Again, 8 Marines over here, and 8 Marines can decimate
Yep, here comes the
a
drop.
probe line very easily, and they are at 1-1, where his opponent's still at 0 armor.
If he takes out the robotic bay, that could be huge. Actually, you can see Gravitic boost is being upgraded, and I don't even think it's going to get to finish. Oh,
this will be big. Can he actually get it?
Oh, I think
yes,
it's finished.
He will.
And the medevac gets taken out as well. And yeah, so Hasselhoffs cleans it up, and now Apocalypse is actually ahead in supply.
Very intelligent movement by those Marines. He actually identified that there was no getting out of that and quickly turned over to start sniping down some sentries. He killed, I think, almost 2 sentries.
Yep.
And that might seem little, like, oh, you only got 1 sentry, but you know your Marines are going to die. There's Colossus sprays that are just wiping you out. Go ahead and do that. It might be beautiful. Oh!
Is it?
He'd be missing.
Unfortunate for Hasselhoffs. That would have been a huge pickoff for him. And this drop, I don't think it's going to do a huge amount of damage. I like the fact that he's dropping here off to the side because of the Templar, obviously. You don't want to get your medevac feedback. And somehow Hasselhoffs... Oh, wow, he's going to kill the rocks, and now he sees that there's a drop. And he picks off the Templar. Great pickoff there. He didn't lose any Marines. Pretty much no damage taken to the medevac as well.
Well, we'll see. It looks like a cutoff is... nope.
Apocalypse is smart.
Apocalypse has like 6th sense, man.
He does.
Never mind.
Not anymore, though.
Nope. And this medevac is dead.
It is, definitely. So... But, again, Apocalypse's army is good still. I mean, he's working on 2-2, so his upgrades are falling behind a little bit. You know, Hasselhoffs has 1-1 as well. And he's getting the +2 armor. But Hasselhoffs has Storm, and that was... Wow, nice Storm there by Hasselhoffs. He's going to push Apocalypse back. And Guardian Shield, so this is going to go very well for Hasselhoffs. I don't think Apocalypse expected Storm to be out.
He definitely didn't. You don't see Ghosts out in the field. You see, you know, the Viking count, him pushing it with Vikings. So this came at a pretty big surprise to him, especially considering he knows his opponent is double upgrading. Although we know that Hasselhoffs actually didn't double upgrade. This is a little.
He forgot the +2 attack, or maybe he didn't forget it, but
exactly
strategic decision to get Storm instead of +2 attack. And I think as we saw in that attack, it paid off very well for him because Apocalypse was completely taken off guard. I think.
Yeah,
without Storm, that would have gone very differently.
Still, Apocalypse in a very nice position. He's coming over here with 3 Vikings, which are just scouting out. I don't expect him to actually do anything with these 3 Vikings, although he could.
Yeah, he could do a little, you know, land and kill a couple probes probably before Hasselhoffs can warp stuff in to deal with that. You know, just small things right now. If we look at the income tab, Hasselhoffs has regained the lead, 61 to 48. So Apocalypse will need to do a little bit of damage there to kind of even that up a little bit. And both players are taking their thirds.
Yeah, you can see they might actually meet up in the middle. No, it looks like Hasselhoffs will back up from here. He has an observer, a single observer, just checking around, seeing what his opponent is up to. And that's really important because he actually notices that, hey, I'm getting my expansion faster than my opponent. I should go ahead and play a lot more defensive.
And here comes the Viking land. So he killed 1 probe. And he's going to hightail it out of there. Here comes at the 3rd base. Apocalypse is going for an attack. He does have 2-2 right now. And Hasselhoffs' army is a little bit out of position. So Apocalypse could be taking down the 3rd right now if he goes for it. And he is. I don't think there's any way that this Nexus is going to survive.
No, it's not. So really out of position here by Hasselhoffs. I think his army positioning was quite poor in this particular case. Very uncharacteristic of Hasselhoffs. He normally does play that passive role and just sits back a little bit, allows himself to receive the Terran army a lot more efficiently and in position.
Yep.
So, of course, he gets punished for pushing out over here. That's not a position that really you can take. Of course, Quantic Apocalypse couldn't have known that, but he did take advantage of it with the Nexus snipe, so good job by Apocalypse. It will catch him up quite a bit with this third being so late.
That being said, Apocalypse doesn't have his third yet either, so despite the fact that Hasselhoff lost the third, it's not a huge blow for him. Obviously, you never want to lose a Nexus, but because your opponent doesn't have that third either, you know, you're kind of okay. Oh, if these Templars get picked off, but they're not going to. Hasselhoff's got good control, and Apocalypse is just starting his Ghost right now. I think it's a little bit late. He actually should have a couple Ghosts out right now to deal with these Templars, but he does not. So Hasselhoff does have a window before that Ghost comes out. And again, the third is just coming up from Apocalypse. Well, we do have a few Zealots that are blocking that. So Hasselhoff is reestablishing his third. He's going to even start that before Apocalypse can. Actually, yeah, okay. So it looks like he's going to go over to the formerly gold base, now the mineral packs.
And both these players are on pretty similar upgrades, 2-2. Apocalypse going up to 3-2, but there's the +3 armor, so it's going to negate... actually, I shouldn't say that. It doesn't negate. The +3 weapons attack is actually more important than the +3 armor. Main reason for that is because shields. So it's not the same. Shields still take the full damage, or full, 9 damage from Marines, etc. Nice feedback on the Ghost. Yep,
and Storm is coming down.
Ooh, nice Storm.
Hasselhoff is controlling his army very well, and actually there are no more Ghosts left, and a little bit of, not that great of a Storm by Hasselhoff, but, oh, that was a good one. And another good Storm as well, so Hasselhoff is doing a great job here, but Apocalypse is going to push him back. He does not have, Hasselhoff, that is, doesn't have that much of an army right now. And one Storm left, but Apocalypse is microing this well, and now he has a nice, flanking position, and Hasselhoff is getting pushed back.
He's just trying to back up as best as possible, retain any units that he possibly can. It's the most challenging thing sometimes about, these PvT battles, as Protoss, trying to keep your gas-intensive units alive.
Yep. The problem is...
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Apocalypse still hasn't taken that third. That Zealot was standing under the command center for at least 7 minutes or so. And if you look at both of his bases, he's out of money, basically. And Hasselhoff has 2 mining bases. He's running on a third once he gets that saturated. So it's going to be 3 bases versus 1 base. So Apocalypse needs to do something, because even though he's been doing well in all the battles so far, he just can't afford to continue, at this pace against Hasselhoff, because eventually Hasselhoff is going to run him dry.
That's exactly right. And the big problem is the mules have actually been going directly on the same expansions, and when you do that, you actually run out a lot faster. So a big problem here. High Templars are in a lot of trouble. They are picked off. It looks like 2 of them in this batch, but the reinforcements are underway. See, this is the big problem. I mean, Hasselhoff can't actually keep up with his army, and he's always fighting on Apocalypse's turf, or wherever he decides to do it. Thankfully for Hasselhoff, he's going to clean up this army, and Apocalypse is going to be run dry here.
Yeah,
see, the supply is 128 to 82, 130 to 90 now.
Yeah,
oh, God.
Really, that was kind of the last army that Apocalypse had. I mean, he did as well as he could, as he most likely could have in that exchange, but Hasselhoff just, he can afford to keep trading armies, and Apocalypse can't. He has one more army essentially, and at that point he needs another base, and he really can't even afford to kill these rocks over here at the former gold base, and he's just landing an off-placed command center and just dropping some mules on it, because he can't really afford to do anything else. And Hasselhoff is going for a 2-pronged attack over at the third, and okay, so he's not going for 2-pronged, he's just sitting at the middle.
Well, he's
going to blink into the main base.
This is great.
Yep, just
I like this.
Bothering Apocalypse.
If we can get that 1 reactor, that would be really nice on that starport, but it looks like he's just going to blink out of there. Still a good job. Meantime, a couple of Zealots are going to be harassing the third over here in this mid-left position. It's going to force some of the mules and SCVs back. And there is a Templar getting a lot of energy over here. 84 energy, so We'll keep an eye on when he actually goes to use that. But yeah, I think Hasselhoff's is in a commanding position at this point.
Yep. I think Hasselhoff's will wait until it has 2 storms and then try to kill all the SCVs at the expansion.
Yeah, I do too.
See, like a lot of players. Oh no, actually, he's not waiting. He's going right now. And see what he does.
Storm, nice. I'll take it.
8 kills. Not too bad.
Not too shabby at all.
Yeah, he's actually killed 38 SCVs now. It's 73 to 28. That's definitely not a position you want to be in.
A little bit of Zealot harass going in the top left-hand position. You can see that Apocalypse has actually been training a lot of Marines and Marauders for these High Templars. And although, you know, that's good and all, it's weakening his army significantly. You can see a Colossus switch as we speak.
Yep, and getting a second Robo as well, and this is exactly what Hasselhoff needs to do because there are no Vikings, and Apocalypse can't afford to make them. And, you know, Ghosts are not that good against Colossi, unless they're nuking.
They're still good, trust me.
I mean, they're pretty good, but, you know, you don't really want, like, 8 Ghosts to try to attack Colossi.
Precisely.
You know, you need the Vikings as well. Like, Ghosts and Vikings.
See, that's the problem. You don't at endgame. You shouldn't go Marines.
Yeah.
What did I just say? Just go Ghosts and Marauders. It's cool.
Hey man, Ghosts and Marauders are good.
Dude, Ghosts and Marauders are good. I'm telling you.
Lots of gateways coming. A Dark Shrine coming. So Hasselhoff is getting the full gamut of the Protoss annoyance. DT is going to be at the expansions. He's going to have all the upgrades imaginable. He's going to have all the bases he wants. He's got pylons everywhere on the map. And here we go. Another attack coming at the 3rd of Apocalypse. And there's only like 6 SCVs at it. He doesn't even need to storm anything.
He's there in case, though.
Yep.
Just in case.
And another small group of SCVs over at the random 4th.
Main engagement's going to happen. Nice storm, actually.
Oh, these Ghosts.
I love Hasselhoff. He does these preemptive storms. It's really, really neat. And again, another nice storm. Remember, those Colossus can dish out a lot of damage, but does he have enough gateway units at this time? Another storm's going to go down. He's just weakening that Terran ball. And then ultimately, when it pushes out with these Zealots and these Colossus, they're going to do so much damage. The Marines and Marauders dying so fast, it looks like the Marauders aren't going to be enough. GG comes out from Apocalypse. We have ourselves a win for MouseSports. Hasselhoff looks so good in that game. He played that
super patient,
really nice, very patient.
I like the fact that at the end there, what he was doing is storming and backing off, so that Apocalypse is forced to fight in Hasselhoff's side of the map. He basically ran him from Apocalypse's 4th all the way down to Hasselhoff's natural, and then at that point, you know, Apocalypse couldn't possibly reinforce his army, and Hasselhoff was able to just take that super easily at that point.
Yeah, and that's one of the most beautiful styles of Protoss, I think. You know, Hasselhoff definitely has a very patient, very deliberate style of Protoss. He's emerged as, I think, one of the leading PvTers in the European scene. So glad to see.
His PvT is amazing, actually.
Yeah, glad to see that work out, and Apocalypse will fall. So congratulations.
1-1 score.
It's 1-1. We're going to go into Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go anywhere. We have more NASTL action coming your way.